Hi there, I'm Mark Teacher and welcome to another weekend worksheet. Today we're talking about IELTS Speaking Part 2. In this video we're going to describe people, so we're going to learn some vocabulary to describe different personalities and characteristics of people, and we're also going to look at a powerful fluency strategy which will help you talk for longer, extend your answers in part 2, and hopefully talk for a full 2 minutes and improve your IELTS speaking score overall. So let's start with vocabulary first. In the box, I have 8 adjectives which describe people's character and their personality. The words are funny, hardworking, thoughtful, open-minded, generous, shy, inquisitive, and reliable. So, don't panic if you don't know all of these words straight away. If you want to, you can pause the video, find a dictionary, and find this word in your own language. Or you can wait and you can see the meaning of each adjective in these sentences below. So let's start with number 1. She is, because she listens to other people's opinions and knows there are always 2 sides to an argument. So, which adjective does that describe? She listens to other people's opinions and she knows there are always 2 sides to an argument. She is open-minded. An open-minded person listens to different opinions and accepts different points of view and different perspectives. If you travel, you may become more open-minded because you're exposed to new ways of thinking. Number 2, my cousin is because he loves asking questions about people, politics, and history. He's always trying to learn something new. So, he loves asking questions and he's always trying to learn something new. So, how can we describe him in one word? Well done if you said inquisitive. This describes an inquisitive person. An inquisitive person wants to learn. An inquisitive person asks a lot of questions. Children are naturally inquisitive. Sometimes students ask me, is this a good word or a bad word? And actually, it's positive. Inquisitive is like curious. The negative version would be nosy. A nosy person wants to know your business. They want to know the gossip about your personal life, and that has a negative connotation. So, inquisitive is a good thing. Number 3, my father is because he hardly ever took holidays. He was always focused on running his business so he could send us to university. So, this describes a hard-working person. Why was my father hard-working? Because he hardly ever took holidays and he was always running his business. This describes a person who works hard. They don't take rests very often and they focus on their work. Number 4, my younger brother is because he's always making jokes and he never takes anything seriously. So, what do these examples describe in one word? My younger brother is funny. He's funny because he's always making jokes and he never takes anything seriously. These 2 examples can be described as funny. Some people think this is a good thing, some people think this is a bit annoying, and you can use it in both a negative and a positive way if you like. Okay, 4 more examples. Number 5, I think I'm because I never forget birthdays and I put a lot of effort into finding the perfect gift for my friends or family. How can we describe me in one word. I never forget birthdays, and I put a lot of effort into finding the perfect gift. I sound very thoughtful. Thoughtful because I'm thinking about other people. I'm thinking about other people a lot. I think about people I care about. So because I care about them, I think about them and I want them to have nice things. I want them to have the perfect gift. 6. He's quite... So he was really nervous about meeting new people. If he's nervous about meeting new people, he's probably quite shy. Shy because meeting new people makes him nervous. Shy people sometimes don't feel comfortable in public or busy social situations. Number 7. My colleague was very... He never earned much money, but he gave all of it to his family back in the Philippines just to make sure they had enough money to live a comfortable life. So, how can we describe my colleague in one word? He gave all his money back to his family. Even though he didn't have much, he sounds very generous. A generous person gives everything they have. Even if it's small or big, they give things to help other people. Number 8. Michelle is so I feel like I can trust her with anything and she won't tell anyone, or when I have a problem, she'll give me a helping hand. A helping hand is a phrase which means she will help me. She will do me a favor. She'll help me. She'll give me a helping hand. It's also okay to say, give me a hand. How can we describe Michelle in one word? She sounds so reliable. Reliable because she's always there to help me. She's always there when I have a problem, and she's always ready to keep my secrets. I can rely on her to keep my secrets, and she won't tell anybody, so I can trust her. Reliable people are trustworthy. So, you have 8 words which you can use to describe people. And also, in these examples, I'm showing you the fluency strategy we're going to talk about next. At the beginning of the sentence, I give a description in a single word or phrase. I'm thoughtful. He's quite shy. My colleague is very generous. Michelle is so reliable. Obviously, this is quite short. In IELTS speaking, you need to speak for up to 2 minutes. So, in the following sentences, I expand. I give examples that show or prove why I believe they're thoughtful, shy, generous, or reliable. And this is something you should do in your own IELTS answers. Describe and expand. Describe and expand. You can use multiple descriptions, multiple adjectives, and expand each one, and you will reach 2 minutes pretty quickly, even if you're just talking about one person. Here are some examples. You can describe by saying, he or she is funny. So, he or she tells jokes. That's a very simple example. To talk for longer or to show off some more skills, you could say, she is a funny person because she tells the best jokes. He is the funniest person I know, which means he's always telling hilarious jokes. You can expand in one sentence, 2, 3, 4, as much as possible. You can expand by telling stories, giving examples, and so on. Another example for generous. He's generous, so he helps all the time. She is a generous person because she helps when I'm in trouble. She's the most generous person I know, which means she's always willing to help others. So, let's see this technique applied to a full IELTS Part 2 answer. I've written an answer to the question, describe a person you like spending time with. I've chosen one of my good friends from home, and I've chosen 5 different features or descriptions or characteristics, and I've expanded each one. Look at this answer, read it with me, and we're going to analyze the technique. A person I enjoy spending time with is my best friend Nate. Nate lives in London now, but we've known each other since school. I think he's a very smart and successful person because he went to one of the best universities in the country to study journalism, and now he's a professional sports journalist with one of the biggest media agencies in the world. Covering Formula One is his dream job, but it also means he's very busy these days because he travels abroad up to 15 times a year following the races, which he says is hard work. So, we can analyze the answer and we can see the fluency strategy being used. The first description I gave was smart and successful. He's a very smart and successful person. You can see that there. And then I expanded and I gave an example or some proof why I think he is successful. Why is he successful? Why is he smart? Because he went to one of the best universities in the country to study journalism, and now he's a professional sports journalist with one of the biggest media agencies in the world. So I expanded. I gave evidence, proof, and examples why I believe he's smart and successful. The next quality was busy and hard-working. So, why do I think Nate is very busy? The example is, he travels up to 15 times a year following the races. If you don't know Formula One, they race in different countries around the world. I think they have 22 or 23 different races, so that's a lot of flying, it's a lot of traveling. So again, I describe, and then I give a reason why I believe that is true. Let's continue the same answer and extract some more. Another reason I like spending time with Nate is because he's a great storyteller. Now he gets to travel so much and interview the best racing drivers in the world, he's always got a lot of interesting stories to tell me. Before this, though, I became friends with Nate because he's so funny. So he always makes me laugh when we hang out. Even if we're just chatting on a messaging app, watching a movie or going for a walk, he always finds a way to make a joke. So, there are 2 descriptions in this extract. What is the first description I give in this extract? I said, he's a great storyteller. Why do I think he's a great storyteller? What evidence do I give? I said, now he gets to travel so much and interview the best racing drivers, he's always got a lot of interesting stories to tell me. So again, I give a description, he's a great storyteller, and I give some evidence why I believe that's true. Describe, expand. What is the second characteristic I say about Nate? He's so funny. Yeah, he's funny. Why do I think he's funny? Because he always makes me laugh when we hang out. And he always finds a way to make a joke. This time I expanded in 2 ways. I encourage you to expand as much as you can. It fills the time, it demonstrates a wider variety of vocabulary, and improves your fluency. there's one final part of this answer. Last but not least, I think he's a very honest person. So I often come to him for advice because I know he'll tell me the truth, even if it's quite harsh. So overall, I consider Nate to be a true friend and someone I really enjoy spending time with. So, how do I describe Nate in a word? He's a very honest person. Why do I think he's an honest person? Because I can come to him for advice and I know he'll tell me the truth, even if it's quite harsh. Harsh can mean a little bit rude, a strict rule or a harsh punishment. It means it can hurt your feelings, but sometimes that's useful in a friend. Sometimes you need to hear a harsh truth. So there you go. Here are all the characteristics and all the examples I gave to describe Nate. There were 5 in total. Smart and successful, busy and hardworking, great storyteller, funny and honest. I gave examples and I expanded on every single point. And I think if you do something similar in your IELTS speaking part 2, you can describe a person quite comfortably in around 2 minutes. So try this next time you're practicing your IELTS speaking. Describe, example. Describe, example. Just expand and expand and expand, and you'll be surprised how quickly 2 minutes passes. If you want more worksheets and more techniques and activities like this, you can find them on my TPT store. I currently have 9 worksheets and growing, so you can find them in the link here. If you have any questions about the technique, about the exam, about the sentences, leave me a message in the comments below and I'll reply. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you next weekend. Bye-bye.